Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to learn a lot of mathematical problems and everything related to mathematical problems related KC, KP, and we will find out the calculation of KC from experimental information, calculation of equilibrium concentrations, calculations involving KP. Still, we have several types of calculations, but today we are going to cover only these three different types of calculations. And maybe all of our 5 or 6 mathematical problems today I'll show you. So just moving one by one. Calculation of KC from experimental information. So for that, what we need to do or what we need to learn the steps, how we can find out the KC from experimental information. From experimental information, you will get either the concentration of reactant and products. Normally, this is the value from experiment we can find out. Therefore, just you need to write down the balanced equation for the equilibrium reaction, write the balanced equation, write the equilibrium constant expression, then substitute the equilibrium concentrations of the reactants and products found experimentally. Normally we will give the value, and in any mathematical problem we will give the values for concentration, and then just you need to write down the chemical balanced equation, then put the value for concentration, and then finally put the values in the Kc expressions. Just very simple. So we are going to start the mathematical problems, how we can find out the Kc value from experimental information. Here the problem number 1. At equilibrium for the reaction, we are going to see this reaction. When sulfur dioxide reacts with sulfur oxygen, it produces sulfur trioxide, which is in gaseous state. All the reactants and products are in gaseous state. This is already given the balanced equation. You can easily find out if the equation is balanced or not. Here, 2 sulfur, you can see 2 atoms of sulfur. Here also we can see the 2 atoms of sulfur. Oxygen 2 into 2 4 and 2 6. So sulfur 3 into 2 6. Therefore the equation is balanced. Now what information already we have given and what we need to find out. The concentrations of reactants and products at 727 degrees Celsius are found to be: concentration of sulfur dioxide 0.27 mole per liter, concentration of oxygen 0.4 mole per liter, and sulfur trioxide 0.33 mole per liter. What is the value of the equilibrium constant Kc at this temperature? So we need to find out the expression. First of all, we need to write down the equation already given in the question. Therefore you don't need to think about anything. Then you need to put the values for this and just write down the Kc expression. Expression for Kc from this equation we can write down easily. We know from law of mass action that the expression for Kc will be the concentration of the products in the numerator. Is it concentration of the products in the numerator? So sulfur trioxide, this is the product, and we need to raise the concentration to the power as the coefficient. So sulfur trioxide is power 2. So this is the product, and we will write down in the numerator and raised to the power 2. Similarly, we have to write down the concentration of the reactants as a multiplication. So sulfur trioxide concentration raised to the power to the coefficient 2. So the concentration of sulfur dioxide and concentration of oxygen, it should be in multiplication form. So just put the values for this. This is the simplest form of the mathematical problem I think you have ever seen. So sulfur dioxide, concentration of sulfur dioxide, concentration of oxygen, concentration of sulfur trioxide, everything is given in the problem. So just put the value, use the calculator, then you will get the value for Kc. Just substituting these values in the equilibrium constant expression, we have Kc equal 0.33 square divided by 0.27 square multiplied by 0.4. So this is the liter per mole. Why I have written in the form liter per mole? In the last class, I have shown how the how the units changes for the reaction, because the units for this concentration, this concentration, this concentration. So the units of reactants and products, or this is directly related to the difference in the number of moles of the reactants and products. Or in other way, we can say this is in terms of delta N. So if the number of value for delta N varies, if there is no value, no difference between of delta N, then we will get no unit for Kc or Kp. If there is some positive value, then we will get one types of unit. If there is value, unit is delta N value is different, then we will get another types of either positive or negative. Anything can be happen, because here we can see the delta N value 2 minus 2 plus 1 3. That means delta N is minus 1. Therefore what will happen, this is the unit for this one, liter per mole, mole per liter. That means mole per liter square. This is mole per liter square. Again, this is mole per liter. So mole per liter square, mole per liter square, this will be cancelled out, and remaining this concentration 1 unit, that means mole per liter. But when this denominator goes to the numerator, then units will be reversed. That means we will write the liter per mole. So just calculate the value and then finally find out the unit, that will be 3.7 liter per mole. That is the solution of these types of simplest mathematical problem. But sometimes we may have little bit difficult or little bit complicated situation. What is the complicacy? Some nitrogen and hydrogen gases are pumped into an empty 5-liter glass bulb. 5-liter glass bulb contains different types of gases, which are nitrogen, hydrogen, and ammonia. Here you can see this is a reaction, nitrogen, hydrogen, and ammonia. Nitrogen and hydrogen gases are pumped into an empty 5-liter glass bulb. What is the glass bulb? That means just like as a glass container with a stopcock, so that no gas can come out of the cylinder or any container. Just this is made of glass. There is nothing different. And normally if you consider any metallic container, that is also fine. But in the glass bulb or glass container, we can see if there is anything, if it is colorful or not, then we can visualize. But either metal container, that is also fine. But normally we use to keep anything, any gas, reacting gas, we use the glass bulb, because normally the glass do not react with anyone. But in normal condition, in normal condition, the glass do not react with most of the gases. So we keep the gases in the glass container. But nowadays we are watching or we are observing that all the gases are kept in the metallic cylinder, like as iron cylinder or something, or a stainless steel cylinder. But this is also okay, because these types of gas do not react with, and also there is a very non-reactive coating in the inside of the cylinder. When there is any coating inside the cylinder, then what means the coating? The coating comes that it do not interact with the metal or stainless steel, so that the gas cannot react with the component of the cylinder. But if you put in the glass, that will be even easier. But transportation is very difficult for glass container. So if you use in a certain place and it do not move at all, just fix in certain place, then you can keep in a glass vessel or a glass container or glass bulb. But when we need to move from one place to another, then we can use the metallic cylinder. Now, when equilibrium is established, what we have kept? Hydrogen gas and nitrogen gas. Nitrogen and hydrogen gas kept in a 5-liter cylinder or 5-liter glass bulb at 500 degrees Celsius. When equilibrium is established, 3.0 moles of nitrogen and 2.10 moles of hydrogen and 0.298 mole of ammonia are found to be present. That means the number of moles of nitrogen, hydrogen and ammonia are given. So this is the clue what you have. And we know if you need to find out the Kc, you need to know the concentration of the each component, either reactant or product, anything. Any component in the reaction chamber in the equilibrium, you need to find out the concentration. But here given the clue or the information that the number of moles of the component has been given. Therefore, you can find out the concentration for each component. How you can find out? You know the concentration equal number of moles divided by volume in liter. Therefore, in equilibrium, this is the equilibrium reaction already given. So, how many moles there for each component in the equilibrium? For nitrogen, hydrogen and ammonia, everything has given the number of moles. Therefore, you can find out the concentration of each component at the equilibrium. Just divide the when this ammonia is produced. When the ammonia is produced, this ammonia will produce, this ammonia also contains in the cylinder or this glass bulb. That means the volume of ammonia also 5 liter. Volume of nitrogen, volume of hydrogen, all are 5 liter, and volume of ammonia, that is also 5 liter. Therefore, when you find out the concentration of each component, just divide the number of moles with the volume 5 liter. So the concentration of nitrogen, 3 moles given here, 3 moles of nitrogen. So 3 moles divided by 5 liter. So just divide 0.6 mole or molarity here or moles per liter. Concentration of hydrogen 2.10 moles divided by 5 liter, 0.42. Concentration of ammonia, this is 0.298 moles, 0.298 moles divided by 5 liter. So this is the concentration of ammonia. Now, just easiest form, you know how to write down the expression for Kc for this reaction. Just concentration of ammonia power 2 divided by concentration of nitrogen multiplied by concentration of hydrogen power 3. This is just I didn't write down the Kc expression in the formula, but you can do it because I wanted to fit the equation or fit the mathematical problem in one slide. So I skipped the equation for Kc, but you can write down. So the expression for Kc for this reaction will be the NH3, concentration of NH3 raised to the power 2 divided by concentration of N2, it has no power or just power 1, and the concentration of hydrogen raised to the power 3. So this is the value, this is the expression for Kc, and if you put the value for each component, the concentration of each component, then you are putting this value, this value, this value. So just divide this, and then what would be the unit for this reaction? I didn't write down here. I think you can find out from the from this. This is mole. This is capital M. You consider easily. You can find out or that means mole. Everything is concentration. So this is mole square or M square, capital M square, and this is capital M cube. This is capital M. So overall, M square divided by M to the power 4. So what will be the final? Just here you will find out the mole square or m square. Capital M square, when it goes to numerator, just it will be reverse of the, that means liter square per mole 2. Liter square per mole 2 or m minus 2 in this form. Just this capital M represents the mole per liter. So if you use capital M instead of moles per liter, that is also okay. But finally, it is better to write down as per liter square per mole 2, like this way. So this is the, just use the calculator and then you can find out the value for Kc. This is also simpler, but little bit difficult compared to previous one, because in the previous one already given the value for concentration, but here you have given the number of moles, so that you need to find out the concentration of each component at equilibrium. And finally, just put the value and use the calculator to find out the Kc expression or Kc value. Now, how you can calculate the equilibrium concentrations? That means if you have the value for Kc or Kp, but right now I'm not going to show you about the Kp. Later in my lecture today, I will show relation between, mathematical problems related with Kp. But here, if you have the value of Kc, then how you can find out the value of concentration of each component or any reactant or product in the equilibrium. So let's see what is the problem here. 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine were heated in 1 liter. 1 mole of 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine. 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine were heated in a 1 liter sealed glass box. That means you know the volume of the glass box or container, just 1 liter. What is the temperature? 490 degrees Celsius. But now, till now, already I have mentioned in the previous these two problems, this one or previous problem also, the temperature already mentioned 727 or 500 degrees Celsius. But it has no use for these types of mathematical problems, because we don't need this information to get the value for Kc, because to find out the Kc we need only the concentrations. So there is no relation between the temperature. For any certain temperature, the value of Kc will be constant. Therefore, you don't need to think about the temperature. Either it is mentioned or not, that is okay. But if it is mentioned, don't care. But normally we can put the reaction condition, so that if you do not put the condition or temperature, this reaction may not happen. So to completely understand the reaction, you need to mention the temperature, but that is not mandatory. 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine were heated in a 1 liter sealed glass box at 490 degrees Celsius till the equilibrium was reached. That means it has been heating since the starting of the reaction, and it is heating up to when the reaction is in equilibrium. But if you do not observe any change, how you can ensure the reaction is at the equilibrium? That is ensured by previous experiment or previous theory. What is the temperature is needed and for how long you need to heat the system to get into the equilibrium. So just we are giving the information, this is in the equilibrium. So just we are heating up to certain time and at the temperature of 490 degrees Celsius until the system is in equilibrium. Assuming that equilibrium constant is 45.9, that means the Kc value, the value of Kc, as it is mentioned as equilibrium constant, you can write down as a K or Kc, both one is fine. So find the final concentration of hydrogen iodine and hydrogen iodide. What is this mean? You need to find out the concentrations of each component when it is in equilibrium. You have started the reaction and the volume is 1 liter, temperature 490 degrees Celsius, and the reaction constant. This can be expressed as Kc or K. So you know only the Kc value or K, and you know the volume. Therefore, you need to find out the concentration at equilibrium. So first of all, you have to write down the equilibrium equation. The equation for the reaction is hydrogen plus iodine, equilibrium symbol, it forms hydrogen iodide. So if this is the balanced or not, just 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 2 iodine, 2 iodine. That means the reaction is balanced. And if X mole of hydrogen has reacted on attainment of equilibrium, that means if the reaction is in equilibrium, but initially it was not in equilibrium, and what is it was mentioned, 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine. That means 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine was kept in the cylinder of 1 liter. So the number of moles of hydrogen and number of moles of iodine in the initial stage has been given 1 mole. That means for this is also 1 mole, this is also 1 mole. But you don't know how much it has been reacted to reach the equilibrium. So we need to consider that one. If X mole of hydrogen reacted on attainment of equilibrium, that means let us consider that X mole of hydrogen has been reacted to X mole of iodine, because we know 1 mole iodine reacts with 1 mole iodine to form 2 mole hydrogen iodide. Therefore, if we consider X mole of hydrogen reacts, then at this X mole also, that means iodine also be X mole. So what will remain in the equilibrium when this hydrogen iodide, how much hydrogen iodide will be produced when X mole of iodine and X mole of hydrogen is reacting? Just that will be 2x mole, because in the balanced equation we know from 1 mole hydrogen, 1 mole iodine, it produces 2 mole of hydrogen iodide. Their calculation of equilibrium concentrations, and already I have mentioned how much hydrogen iodide will be produced from 1 mole when 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine reacts with hydrogen to form hydrogen iodide, then just 2 mole hydrogen iodide will be produced. So if we consider X mole of hydrogen and X mole iodine is reacting with each other to form 2x moles of hydrogen iodide. Therefore, already we had 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine. Then how much will be remaining in the equilibrium for hydrogen? Just 1 minus x, because this x mole already reacted with the iodine to form hydrogen iodide. That means already this x mole in the hydrogen iodide. So remaining 1 minus x mole, and also for hydrogen iodide 1 minus x mole, and the product is only 2x mole, because x mole hydrogen and x mole iodine reacts to with the to form 2x mole of hydrogen iodide. Now you know the number of moles of hydrogen, number of moles of iodine, and number of moles of hydrogen iodide in the equilibrium, and also you know the volume, because here mentioned 1 liter. So
Sir,
if you, yes,
sir 1 minus x টা কেন আসছে একটা আবার বলবেন?
sure. Because we have 1 mole of hydrogen. Here you can see 1 mole of hydrogen in the beginning. That means when there is no product, okay, when there is no product, just 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine is in the reactant. So if you consider that x mole of hydrogen reacts with x mole of iodine to form some product, in the balanced equation you know 1 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of iodine reacts to form 2 mole of hydrogen iodide. Therefore, just we are considering, we do not know how much amount of hydrogen or how much amount of iodine is reacting to form hydrogen iodide. We need to find out that one. So we are considering that, let us consider x mole of hydrogen is reacting with iodine to form hydrogen iodide. Therefore, how much hydrogen will remain? Initially we had 1 mole, so already reacted X mole. How much will remain? Just 1 minus X. And from the balanced equation, 1 mole hydrogen and 1 mole iodine is equivalent. Therefore, we had iodine 1 mole. So if 1 X mole of iodine reacts, then we have only 1 minus X mole. And when X mole of iodine and X mole of hydrogen reacts, we will get 2 X moles of hydrogen iodide. Therefore, we are getting 2 X moles of hydrogen iodide here. So now it is clear why we are getting 1 minus X mole.
Yes, sir. Now it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay, thank you. Since the reaction vessel is 1 liter box, you know the number of moles of each reactant, hydrogen, iodine, and also the product of hydrogen iodide. Therefore, the concentration, you know the volume 1 liter, already mentioned here 1 liter. So how you can find out the concentration? Just divide the number of moles with the volume. Just 1 minus X divided by 1, 1 minus X divided by 1, 2X divided by 1. Therefore, the concentration already find out. Thus, the concentration of hydrogen is 1 minus X, concentration of iodine 1 minus X, concentration of hydrogen iodide 2X. Therefore, how you can find out the Kc value from this? Just this is the equation. So, concentration of hydrogen iodide is raised to the power 2 divided by concentration of hydrogen and multiplied by concentration of iodine. Just from here, K equal hydrogen iodide concentration in power 2 and concentration of hydrogen, concentration of iodine. Just 2x power 2 and 1 minus x, 1 minus x. This is the value already we have found from the equation, and this is the Kc value already we have given in the problem for 45.9. Now you need to find out the value for K. Sorry, x value for x from this equation. Just you calculate using normally quadratic equation formula solve করতে পারো, or you can use calculator. Already I have these types of calculator. You know, this is Apex 991ES. Maybe you can do it by yourself, or even you can use this calculator. So just using calculator, you can find out the value of x using the quadratic equation formula. X equals 0.79. I'm not showing this how you can do this, but if you do not know, then later maybe I can show you how you can use your calculator to find out the value of x. Hence the equilibrium concentrations are, just find out the value for concentration here. 1 minus x, 1 minus x, that means 1 minus 0.79, just 0.21, 1 minus x 0.21 similarly, and 2x just 0.79 multiplied by 2. So 2x, 2 into 0.79, 1.58 mole per liter. This is the value of concentration of each reactant and product in the equilibrium. So let's see if I can continue, because already still I have one mathematical problem, because it shows 2 minutes remaining. Problem 2, at a certain temperature K for the reaction. Already we have the equation. At certain temperature K for the reaction acetylene to benzene, we are getting the K value is 4. If the equilibrium concentration of C2H6 is 0.5 mole per liter, what is the concentration of C6H6? So you need to find out the concentration of this product. How you can find out? Just simply, you know, the temperature, we have the value of K, and you can find out the value of Kc. This is the Kc or K. Concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant raised to the power. At equilibrium, number of moles, how much? At certain temperature K for the reaction, C2H6 is 4 if the equilibrium concentration of C2H5 is 0.5 mole. That means the concentration of this one, C2H5, is already given. That means this value is given, this value is given. So you can find out the concentration of this. Easiest one. So that is very simple. At equilibrium, C2H2 equal 0.5 mole per liter equal K equal 4, and so 4 equal this, and just 0.C6H6 find out. 0.5 mole per liter. This is also simplest. And calculations involving Kp. How we can calculate the problems related when there is partial pressure related. It may be noted that the value of Kp depends on the units used to express pressure, which are usually atmosphere. Normally we use the value the unit for pressure as atmosphere. Now we have one problem. The reaction to NO plus Cl2 is forming NOCl was studied at 25 degrees Celsius. The partial pressure at equilibrium were found to be P of NOCl 1.2 atmosphere, P of NO 5.0 into 10 to the power minus 2 atmosphere, and P of Cl2 equal 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 1 atmosphere. Calculate Kp for the reaction at 25 degrees Celsius. Now you have to find out the Kp. Just this is the simplest another one we are using for Kp. In last 2 or 3 problems we have used or we have calculated the Kc value, but now we will calculate the Kp value. We already have the partial pressure, so just you need to write down the Kp expression. How you can write down the Kp expression for this reaction? Just the partial pressure of the product raised to power coefficient divided by the partial pressure of reactant, that means NO raised to the power 2, and partial pressure of Cl2 raised to power 1. That means it has only one coefficient. Therefore just simplest form, the expression for equilibrium constant expression in terms of partial pressure, Kp equal P of NOCl square divided by P of NO2 square multiplied by P of Cl2. That means this is the partial pressure of NOCl, that means the product raised to power 2, and partial pressure of NO raised to power 2 and partial pressure of Cl2. These two are reactants and this is the product. So just substitute these three values already we have. This is 1.2 atmosphere, 5.0 into 10 to the power minus 2 and 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 1 atmosphere. So just calculate from here. If you put the value 1.2 square, this is, and divided by 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 2, here this is minus 2. When already I have given the minus, but when I use the expression for this is written in the equation. So when I write down the equation in terms of this minus as power, it just overlap on the this line. Maybe you cannot see the minus sign, however I have given this is the here minus 2 and here also minus 1. Therefore the Kp value is 1.2 square divided by 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 square multiplied by 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 1. Just use your calculator and find out the value of Kp. So what would be the unit for Kp here? Because this is the atmosphere square, this is also atmosphere square, this is atmosphere. So atmosphere square will be cancelled out and here will be atmosphere. So when it is in the numerator, that will be just inverse of atmosphere or atmosphere minus 1. This is the solution and this is one of the simplest form. So in your book there are lots of problems regarding this. Just I have taken few of them. So I think you should try all of them, at least those who are in the solve state or already given the solution. But if you can solve the problems which are given in the exercise, that is even appreciated. So just try to solve as many as problems so that you can understand what is expecting in the equation and what you need to find out. So when I put in the exam, definitely I will not put any number which are given in the book exactly. or sometime I can change the language also little bit. If there is directly something, maybe if I said this question, in that case I may change the number of moles or the concentrations, anything. So just try to understand what is asked in the question. So just understand your question and try to solve, but do not try to memorize any mathematical problems, because there are hundreds of millions of numbers that I can put. So if you put one number instead another one, then if you memorize you cannot solve the problem. Therefore I have another problem. At 60 degrees Celsius, a total pressure of 1 atmosphere dinitrogen tetroxide. Dinitrogen tetroxide is 50% dissociated into nitrogen dioxide. This is the reaction. Dinitrogen tetroxide, it is forming nitrogen dioxide. Calculate the value of Kp at this temperature. How you can calculate the value of Kp? To calculate the value of Kp, you must need to find out the partial pressure of this reactant and the product. But what you have, what information you have? The total pressure of 1 atmosphere dinitrogen tetroxide. So the total pressure is given 1 atmosphere. Then how you can find out the partial pressure of this and this at equilibrium? Let us have 1 mole of dinitrogen tetroxide to start with, the which x mole dissociates at equilibrium. Let us consider we have only 1 mole. Therefore, from 1 mole you will find out how many moles of NO2? Just 2 mole. So, if you have 1 mole of the reactant and if it completely reacts to go in the equilibrium, then you will get 2 moles. But we do not know how much amount has been dissociated to form NO2. But one thing has been mentioned, that means 50%. So what we are going to find out from here, mentioned that 50% of N2O4 has been dissociated. Therefore, if I have 1 mole in the starting, then at the equilibrium how much it will have? Just 0.5 mole, because 50% already dissociated. Therefore remaining how much? 1 minus, if I consider x mole has been reacted, or just then what I will find out? Just 1 minus x, or 0.5 mole. Then the moles of N2O4 and NO2 at equilibrium are N2O4, how many moles? If we consider x mole has been reacted to form the product at the equilibrium, then we had 1 mole in the beginning, then at the equilibrium we will have 1 minus x, and similarly we will have 2x moles of NO2, because in the balanced equation we know 1 mole N2O4 forms 2 moles of NO2. So if x moles of N2O4 reacts, we will get 2 moles of NO2. Therefore we are getting at the equilibrium 1 minus x mole of N2O4 and 2x moles of NO2. Now since 50% of N2O4 is dissociated, therefore what will be the value of x? Just 0.5, because already we know that if we consider 1 mole, we had 1 mole, and then what is the reactant? How much it reacted? 0.5 mole. Therefore we can consider the value of x is 0.5 mole, and the equilibrium mixture contains then 1 minus x mole, that means 0.5 mole, and what is the number of moles of NO2? Just 2 into 0.5, that means 1 mole. NO2 equal 2x equal 2 into 0.5 equal 1 mole. Therefore 1 minus x 0.5, that is the moles of N2O4 and NO2 are present in the ratio of 1:2. The partial pressure, how you can find out the partial pressure? You need to find out the partial pressure when already in one of the last classes I have mentioned how you can determine the partial pressure. When a component of the gas, when a component of the mixture occupy all the volume of the container, that mass pressure, how much pressure that it exerts, that is the partial pressure of that component. So the total volume is 1 liter. So how many component you have? 1:2. Hmm? Two components with the ratio of 1:2. So the partial pressure would be 1/3 for N2O4 and the partial pressure of NO2, because we have 2 moles. Sorry, not 2 moles. Ratio is 2. Therefore 2/3, and ratio is 1 for N2O4, therefore 1/3 and 2/3. Now just put the value of partial pressure in this equation, Kp expression. Just you can find out P of NO2 and P of N2O4 equal 2/3, 1/3, 4/3, 1.33. Just this is the expression, or this is the value of Kp in this equation, what already you have shown. Just what will be the unit for this Kp? This is the balanced equation, so you can find out the unit for NO2 is atmosphere. This is also atmosphere. So here the equation in this expression, pressure, atmosphere square and atmosphere, this is all atmosphere square and atmosphere, then one atmosphere will be cancelled out, then we will have only atmosphere. Therefore the Kp equal 1.33 atmosphere. And this is the end of today's class. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you have any questions regarding these problems, then you are welcome to ask.